Welcome to Friendly Argument with Andrew Bernard and Jeremy Jones.
Let's do this.
New stuff,
All the tangents.
some politics, booze,
Some more politics.
stuff about Kansas, and lots of cheer scenes.
Friendly Argument is a podcast showcasing conversations that seek common ground across the aisle of American politics, as well as a few laughs. We hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to Friendly Argument with Jeremy Jones and J. Andrew Bernard.
Hello.
This is the recap episode.
Recap.
Yep. So this was supposed to be just the GameStop episode, but we also got in a little bit into the what's her name? It's MG some. Her acronyms are MG something.
I'll pull it up. Okay. Senator Mitch McConnell denounced, quote, loony lies, unquote, embraced by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, MTG. That's what it was. Yeah.
MTG. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Calling them, quote unquote, a cancer on the GOP.
Yeah. So we talked about that, and it kind of led into
Everything.
It led into a lot of, I think the heart of the conversation was, at least from my point of view, heart of the conversation was there are bad things and crazy people on both sides. And I felt that it's like we have to address the bad people and the crazies on both sides equally. And I think where I think we had a disagreement was
just like the bad on both sides and the lies on both sides and the intentions on both sides matter to what gets addressed to me, and sort of I sort of started to break those things down into, you know, like a first degree, second degree threshold sort of system, as opposed to just because I again I'm trying to bring in a more detailed analysis of things. This is a bit of a tangent, but it should be quick. The Gen Zers will say, "Oh my God, this is everything." It drives me insane. I think it's the worst thing you can possibly say. I know good people that say it, and it's fine. I'm not mad at anybody, but I think we need, like, what is so, like, you like a lot of things about it, and so, like, you know, really actually start thinking about these things is important, as opposed to there's bad on both sides, draw. Like, I think we got to get.
Yeah. And so I think, and what I was going to say is our disagreement, I think, because you were qualifying things as first and second tier, I was saying that they were equally bad.
Yes.
They were not different in kind, they were different in quantity. And I think that's where the disagreement, I believe, came that you believe that they were different in kind and not in quantity.
All of the above. And I want to be clear.
I wasn't having it.
I don't think you were saying what I just said. Like, bad draw. Like, I don't think you. I think you're more. I know you're more thoughtful than that. But so I didn't want you to think I was characterizing your statements that way. But anyway, as we are going off on,
that's okay, because I was going to say I wasn't having any of what you were just saying anyway. So
yeah, there you go.
So I could dismiss it either way.
Perfect. So, but we went on that just
before we even
it was
like a half-hour conversation before we even started the episode. So we'll leave that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
we both wanted to talk about GameStop.
We did want to. Yeah. So GameStop, I think we got into a financial literacy conversation for a little bit, because I don't know that our audience is, you know, as financially literate, but I'm also a CPA, and I believe are you officially a CPA, or did you just take the test? I can never remember.
Inactive.
Okay. Well, I'm active because my parents are always like, never lose your license. And I'm like, okay, fine. I won't lose, like, I get it. And you have let it lapse, which is not actually a big deal, because you just have to have 80 hours of credit and you can have it back. Yeah. Anyway.
Was that a little to your mom and dad there?
Yeah. No.
Either way, we're recapping.
Yeah, we're recapping, and we're not talking about life decisions.
So to explain the GameStop situation adequately, we felt we needed a little financial literacy conversation, which we had. And then you had,
and then we kind of, I think for the most part, we kind of agree. I feel like we agreed on a lot. I'm trying to think of like where our major differences came down, because I know there were a couple places where we disagreed.
Yeah, it was like, it was interesting, like, and this might be very telling about just humans in general. Like, you saw GameStop, and you definitely saw your person swinging their arms around, and they're okay until they hit someone. And I definitely saw like an opportunity to apply, does it have legs set of questions?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and both are true. And I think both are very good ways to think about it. It's just interesting that.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of summarizing where we came from. For me, it is very much people are allowed to make dumb decisions, whereas you were more concerned about how do we not let people hurt themselves. Is that
Well,
apt?
yeah, and particularly, I want market manipulation. We don't need it. As little of that in the system as we can get, the better. And we talked about different corporations or corporatism in in American style capitalism, and the hangups and the problems that it is presenting in our system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to think if there's any, like, I feel like most of the stuff we talked about is interesting in the long form, and I don't know that the cap's all that interesting. Though I have had some IRL.
We were pretty focused today.
Yeah, I did have some in real life feedback that people do appreciate the 15 minutes, and it does apparently get interest in the longer stuff. So we need to be really good about doing these.
Okay, great. Yeah, no,
You're welcome, audience.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
So yeah, this was sort of the tale of two halves episode.
The first half being much more controversial than the second half.
Yeah, by a long shot, by a long shot, and it was such an aside. So there you go, folks. You have pick your poison.
Blow it up. Just blow it up.
But that's a nice little 10-minute recap there.
Yeah, man, we kept the recap quick. Well done.
We stayed pretty focused tonight.
We did. I feel like we only got at one tangent deep most of the time.
I feel like we're growing.
We are. I did get, so the book, so I've decided that I'm going to start trying to do a book recommendation every week, because I am, as we stated, I'm a prolific starter of books. I am not a great finisher of them. So let me,
you're going to grab one?
I have to remember where I put it. I know what book I want to recommend.
Well, I feel like I should.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm showing that I didn't even bother to put hard pants on.
Oh.
Okay, so this is, I don't know if this is any good, but I like them. So we're going to recommend Everybody Has a Podcast Except for You by the McElroy brothers.
Hysterical.
Yes, so they are prolific in the amount of content they put out. I believe they have 11 shows currently running on podcasts, and they have like a pretty big following. They started out with a podcast called My Brother and Me, which was a life advice show that they were self-admittedly unqualified to do, but they just do it, and it's funny. And now they have 11 other shows they do, one of which is a live play D&D podcast that they do with their dad, who was like a radio disc jockey until he retired a few years ago. And the first season's a lot better than the second two seasons, but it's still pretty charming.
I wonder, I think if I videoed everything that I did, I don't know if I could come up with 11 different.
Well, it's between three brothers and their spouses. So I think there's like a lot of.
Oh, so we got 6 people going.
There's like 6 people doing it, so it's like a little bit more reasonable, but it's still like the amount of content that one family is putting out is like, particularly I think the youngest one, I'm forgetting his name, Griffin McElroy, like kind of heads up most of the operation, is what I understand. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, little book recommendation.
That is our book recommendation. Last week's book recommendation was supposed to be Lessons from the Least of These by Robert Woodson, which I did recommend in our actual podcast.
Yes.
So there we go.
I don't know. I can't vouch for it, but I'm interested.
Yep. So you're welcome next week to recommend a book, which I suspect will be Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willinson.
Willink, but yes.
Willink, yeah. Sorry,
Good place to start. Good place to start.
If it's not, I will be marginally disappointed.
I don't like to disappoint.
Yeah. All right. Jeremy Jones, I believe we have recapped 2 politically charged conversations. Sure. We were friends before.
Friends during.
And friends after.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
All righty. Welcome to Friendly Argument with J. Andrew Bernard and Jeremy Jones.
Let's do this. New stuff. All the tangents. Some politics. Booze. Some more politics. Stuff about Kansas. And lots of cheersies.
Friendly Argument is a podcast showcasing conversations that seek common ground across the aisle of American politics, as well as a few laughs. We hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching.